Hey everybody, this is Demari, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing the Love Tarot reading for the sign of Libra. Now as you know, we are in your season now, so this is the perfect time to address your relationships with others and how you can really strengthen those bonds as well as create harmony within yourself. Okay, so just to let you know, I will be using the Wild Unknown Tarot and clarifying with the intuitive as always. So first I'll be pulling 3 cards in relation to yourself, and then clarifying, and then we'll be doing the same for your person of interest. So this can apply for people who are single, dating, in long-term relationships, or even marriage. Okay, so let's just get stuck in. So first of all, I just want to pull the card in relation to what it is that you desire, your wishes in regards to love. Then secondly, your emotions, okay, how you're feeling around this subject at this present time, because this is going to apply for right now, okay, the very end of September. And finally, what it is that you're trying to manifest. Okay, so to begin with, you've got the Son of Swords. So yeah, I mean, this is the equivalent of the Knight of Swords, okay? And as you can see from this owl rushing in with the sword there, you're really wanting to communicate something very clearly. You don't want to hang around, you don't want to, play any mind games. You just want to be very, very clear and direct about what it is that you want and how you feel regarding, you know, love or a romantic connection, or just about someone in general, right? There's something you're looking to communicate, and if you haven't already begun that, if you haven't already communicated some aspect of that, I feel like you're going to do that very soon, unless we see something that's kind of holding you back. That's something you're going to be doing at this time, okay? So in relation to your emotions, you've got the Lovers card, so Gemini energy. It could be that you're dealing with a Gemini, or someone with Gemini placement in their chart somewhere. Or it could be just the simple fact that this is someone that you have a serious romantic connection with, or someone you feel very passionately about in a romantic sense, you know. And yeah, I mean, maybe they don't know how you feel, and that's what you're looking to communicate. Or maybe you want to make it clear where you stand with this person, how you see them, because you may already be in some kind of relationship, or you may be dating, or you may even be married. But you may feel like something in regards to your feelings with this person has grown or changed in some way. With being the Emperor, I feel like it's grown, okay? That your emotional connection with them has changed for the better, or it has grown, is expanded, right? And you wanting to share that feeling with them. So in the position of what it is you're trying to manifest, you have the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse, which is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, I feel like you stepped into this situation fairly recently. So it could be that you're newlywed, it could be that your relationship has just become more serious, right? Or that you started dating recently, but you feel like it's at that point now where it needs to go to the next level, right? Or you want to communicate your feelings about wanting to take it to the next level. So just take it however it resonates, but I feel like you're not in this energy anymore, that you're wanting to really step into this feeling of it being stable and solid and it leading somewhere, right? So I think that's what you're trying to convey, or you're wishing to manifest within the relationship on some level, this stability and this knowing of how they feel about it and wanting to take the relationship to the next stage, right? So let's just clarify then. So what about the Son of Swords, the Knight of Swords, in regards to your wishes? Ah, interesting. Alright, so first of all you've got the Moon card, so I feel like you haven't revealed this yet, but you're going to. You're going to communicate this very soon, within the next few days. You're going to let this person know exactly how you feel, because you don't want to hide it anymore. And with the Seven of Cups in reverse, I feel like, you don't want to mess around, you don't want to play, as I said, you don't want to play any mind games, you don't want to consider other options, right? You don't want them considering options, you want to know if you're the one for them, right? Because that's how you feel about them. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, you know that, you've got nothing to lose really by communicating this, and potentially everything to gain, right? Because if you don't communicate it, then you're just going to be cheating yourself, right? Because you know that's how you feel, and you need to know where you stand and how this person views the relationship or the connection. So you really want to communicate this. As I said, even if you're married, it could be that you're wanting children. And that's the talk that you're wanting to have. It could be. Or it could just be that you want to know that they're in it for the long run, right? If you're newlyweds, you want to know that they're in it for the long run. So, whatever it is, it's definitely worth having the talk, right? Okay, so let's have a look in regards to the Lovers, which is sat in the position of your feelings. Interesting. Okay. This one needs to pop out. Alright then. So, to start with, you got the Star card. So that's Aquarius energy. It could be an Aquarius that you're dealing with as well. Could be that they've got Aquarius in their charts and Gemini in their charts. Take it as it resonates if you know. But this is wish fulfillment, okay? So you feel like this person, the Star is literally, she is the embodiment of the star. She is stardust, personified, right? And she's alchemizing water, emotions, connections. So this is symbolizing a soul level connection. And coupled with the Lovers card as well, you literally feel like this person is your soulmate, is your twin flame, right? I mean, bearing in mind that obviously, you have many soul connections throughout a lifetime, but you feel like this is the one for you. This is the one that you want to hold on to for the long run, okay? Like, this is a serious commitment that you're looking to make with this person, right? And then we've got the Hierophant in reverse. So it may be that you've been holding back because you're afraid of not feeling like that it will be reciprocated, that they'll see it in the same way, and you're afraid that, if you put that out there, you have no idea what the consequences could be, right? But it's telling you that you really need to have more faith in the connection, right? Because there's nothing at the moment that's coming up as this, as it being imbalanced at this stage. Obviously, we'll address them in just a moment, but I think the warning here is to not overcomplicate things, overthink things. Just communicate truthfully from the heart, and have a bit of faith in the relationship, right? And you have the Justice card in reverse. So it could be that this particular relationship is not a karmic one, especially with the Hierophant being reversed. Like, this is literally what you've manifested. That this has got, even though obviously, the Hierophant is in reverse, it could be that this was something of your choosing, that there was no real divine intervention in regards to this. There was no karma that needed to play out in relation to this particular circumstance. That this was all you, right? You just went for it. You didn't even make it an intention. You just saw it and you went for it, okay? That's what I feel like with this. And, with this, Knight of Swords, the Star, and the Lovers, it's so the emotion is overwhelming. There's so much passion and desire and, you know, wish fulfillment coming true, and oh, this is the one, this is the thing that I want, like this is my everything kind of thing. That's kind of what's coming through here. But you may need to be careful with that as well. Not only with overthinking that, oh, what if they don't feel the same way, but that you don't allow your emotions regarding this connection to blow things out, like move things out of balance, okay? Especially because you've got the Justice in reverse, which is your card, Libra, right? It may be that it's kind of putting you off kilter, right? Because you're so just obsessed with this connection, this person, that you may be neglecting other areas of your life, so do watch that. There may be certain things that you need to take into consideration more, because you're kind of putting it on the back burner while you're so focused on this situation, that you're kind of neglecting some other responsibilities, possibly even to yourself. So while it's good to pour into others, don't forget to also pour into yourself, okay? I feel like that may be the caution there. Alright, and then what about in regards to this Daughter of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Pentacles, in the position of what it is you're trying to manifest? Alright, so we've got the Eight of Swords in reverse. So not wanting any disputes or disagreements, or feeling like that if you communicate how you feel, that it's going to cause a ripple, and you know, you're going to have to reassess whether or not you can be with this person even. So that's, I think, is something you're trying to actively avoid, but obviously you can't come at it from that mindset. You have to just communicate and go from there. And with the Chariot in the upright, you're really trying to move things forward, right? That's Cancer energy, by the way. So you may have Cancer in your chart, or this could be in theirs, but I feel like this is more just in relation to wanting to move forward, right? You have a very clear sense of what it is that you're trying to set, trying to achieve here, right? That's in your line of vision. You know what it is that you want, and you're going after it, right? You're not hanging around, I feel. So you're trying to make sure that things move forward very fast, I think. And that may be the caution as well that's coming up, that you're not moving too fast, okay? That you just enjoy the connection, enjoy the process, allow things to be a little bit, and not try to force them down a direction, otherwise that could end in disaster, right? So while it's good and important to communicate what it is that you want and how you feel, openly and honestly, don't try to force things, okay? I think that's the warning here. Just don't try and force things. Allow them to be, alright? So let's have a look in regards to your person then, whoever this lovely individual is that's got you so smitten. So we'll have a look at what it is that they're wishing, what their what their emotions are, and what it is that they're manifesting, or at least trying to. Okay, so in the position of their wishes, their desires, they have the Six of Cups. So again, they want that abundance, right? They want to nurture something, grow something stable, grow something abundant and beautiful, right? They want this beautiful commitment. They want it to be long-lasting. They want to see that it's growing into something with longevity, right? And that they're trying to build that with you, right? That's what I feel like with this in the position here. They're wanting to build that special bond and really nurture the relationship. So that's beautiful, that's lovely, that's great energy. Okay, so in the position of their feelings, we have the Ten of Wands. So it may be that they have a lot of healing to do still. And that's why it may be another reason why you need to slow down a little bit, because they have some things that are coming to a close at this time. So you have to be a little bit patient. It could be that they've had a lot of traumatic experiences when they're younger, so they were having to make sense of it and really do the work so that they can create the life that they are envisioning for themselves with that Six of Cups there, right? So they're really trying to get a grip on those things and those challenges and, you know, step into that space of being a creator rather than a victim, right? Being someone who manifests their reality rather than, you know, circumstances happening to them. So that is coming to an end, which is good, but there's obviously going to be some healing work that still needs to take place there. So you'll have to be a bit patient, especially because it's so linked to the emotions, like with that Justice card and Hierophant in reverse for yourself. So this may be where you need to exercise patience, okay, and not push them, because that will not help them with that process of trying to work through the multiple layers of emotion attached to these circumstances, right? So in regards to what it is they're trying to manifest, they've got the Flower of Swords in reverse. So I think what they're trying to work on is not speaking before they think, right? Or even just not being too left-brained about everything, right? Not speaking from a place of logic all the time and allowing their emotions and their intuition to guide them a little bit, because it may be that they are very left-brained in that way. There could be an air sign, to be honest, especially when we saw the Lovers card there and the Star. So they could easily have a lot of air signs in their charts, right? So they may be very much more inclined that way. And that's what they're trying to overcome a little bit. They don't shut out their emotions, right? Because the left side of the brain kicks in more and tries to take over to protect them, right? Because they've still got some of this scar tissue that they're working through. Okay, so that's why, again, you need to exercise patience, because they're still working through that. Okay, so let's have a look in regards to the Six of Cups. Let's get more clarification in regards to what it is that they are trying, what they're wishing for, what they are desiring at this time. Okay, so that's interesting. So they've got the King of Swords in this placement, which is completely reversed in what it is they're trying to manifest. So they want to communicate clearly their feelings, not, you know, just to show you, right? This is them not wanting to allow their left-sided braininess take over and dictate the connection. This is them wanting to clearly communicate how it is they truly feel about you and what it is that they want in this relationship, right? That's the energy they want to be in the King of Swords with, not in terms of, you know, the fear mindset or, you know, trying to do everything too practically and rationally without that intuition and feeling, right? So that's the clear message here. And then we have the Three of Wands in reverse. So they're not looking for anything elsewhere, right? They feel like they have everything they want right here. So that's good. There's no decision to be made, right? It's clear as day to them, the decision. They already made it. They chose you. But obviously, I think they know on some level that there is something you wanting to discuss with them. There's a communication still that needs to take place. So yeah, you should absolutely go for it, because, you know, there's no doubt in their minds. They know what they want, and it's you, right? So that's lovely, Libra. That's really, really beautiful. Okay. So let's have a look in regards to their emotions then, because as I said, I know they're healing stuff at this time. There's some real scar tissue there I'm seeing with that Ten of Wands in reverse. That's how it's coming across to me in this reading. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Swords in reverse. A lot of swords everywhere. Again, more air energy. This is probably an air sign that you're dealing with. So yeah, I mean, Knight of Swords in reverse. They're not wanting to discuss everything that happened from the past, because some of it is very, very traumatic, as I said. Some of it will go way back into childhood, and that's why it's had such a detrimental effect on them. So you have to, as much as you may be trying to understand, like, why, what is this? What is that in the background? What's going on with them? There's clearly some signs that they're dealing with something, but they're not telling me everything. But you have to understand that this is a very hard thing for people to do, right? It's not easy to open up about things of that nature. Sure, I feel like they will communicate some things with you, but you have to accept that they may not just feel comfortable talking to anyone about certain things, and that they just want to process it on their own, in their own way. Everyone's different, right? So you just have to understand that and respect that. And especially if they tell you that, okay, you have to understand and just give them the space and time and just support them, right? And then they'll be able to do the work with that support, and then you'll both be able to go off in the sunset, right? Like, you know, so it's worth having that patience, it's worth giving that compassion and understanding, okay? Especially if you really do love this person as much as it seems you do, okay? So, they also got the Hermit in reverse, so I feel like they are coming out of this because it's Ten of Wands in the upright as well. They've already done a lot of the healing work, they've done a lot of work on themselves. So this is just like the last hurdle. They're coming towards the end of the finish line in regards to this, okay? Obviously there's some things that are going to be lifelong, you know, it's going to take, you know, it's going to be an ongoing work in progress, right? But I feel like the majority of the work that needed to take place, they're already completing, right? It's just that usually before you transform, before you really get through the other side of something, you'll have this one last wave, which is quite a big one, where you just purge, and then you feel new, right? You feel kind of numb, but you feel like a clean slate almost, even though there's still some things there and there's still the aftermath there. You have this tingling sensation, right? That it's new, right? And that you can step into the next chapter. So this is where this person is right now emotionally. So with the Ace of Cups in reverse, definitely a purge coming up, okay? So that's where you're going to have to show your compassion and empathy and really just support them through that, especially if you know how that feels. If you had to deal with some heavy stuff and gone through this cycle as well, you know what it's like. So really just, you know, exercise empathy at this time for them. And then they'll be so much better for it, you know, coming out of that, okay? So let's have a look in regards to the Flower of Swords in reverse, what it is they're trying to manifest, which is the King of Swords. Okay. So, we have the Nine of Cups. And yeah, they're wanting to purge the things that do not serve them anymore. They don't want to discuss the things that bear heavily on them, because they're wanting to just move through that, okay? But that's not in relation to how they feel about you or this relationship. It's just they don't want to think about these things that are hindering their happiness anymore, because they really want to move in this energy, okay? So that's why, okay? They're not wanting to allow their defense mechanisms to kick in, because it's easy for that to happen when they're in this space, right? And that's the thing, where they would normally do that, they're not allowing themselves to do that because they've realized that that was holding them back from true happiness with somebody, okay? Particularly when it comes to you, they really are not willing to risk losing that. So that's why they've had to look at it differently and take a different route in regards to dealing with this, right? And then with the Ten of Pentacles again, you know, change of circumstance. Like I said, you've probably gone into a serious commitment with this person, or you're looking to step it up, and they are too. That's what they're wishing. They just want to get rid of this baggage or some level of it, so they can step into that space of having a serious relationship with you on whatever level applies. Okay, so it's very positive. This reading is very, very positive, Libra. Yeah, so it's very, very positive. It's just that obviously you need to demonstrate your understanding and compassion and then they need to just do this last bit of work, okay? So other than that, it's looking really, really good, really, really solid. Okay, so any last, well, let's have a look at the outcome, shall we? The outcome of this circumstance for Libra. Okay, 2 cards coming up. So you had the Five of Swords. Okay, first of all, there was 2 cards, so I'll take them both. So, I think the danger is that you could both disconnect in this time because you're not getting the full emotional fulfillment that you would like to get from one another. So it's important that you don't do that, that you keep communicating, you keep being very open and honest with each other. Don't hide anything, okay? No secrets. Just be very, very honest, okay, about what it is that you're feeling and your concerns, and then things, you know, can be revealed and you can communicate this, that this is going on, and that they need a bit of time to deal with this. You can tell them how you really feel about them and what it is that you hope for, and you can discuss it. So keep communication open, okay, especially because they're both swords there, and more air energy. So yeah, keep the line of communication open, be very, very open and honest. And don't put any pressure on one another, okay? That's the important thing. And if you do that, then it's going to look very, very rosy, I believe. There's nothing negative here, aside from this, like I said, this caution of not disconnecting or not communicating your true feelings, okay? So as long as you keep being open and honest, you'll be fine. Okay. And yeah, you've got the 3 of Swords in reverse. So yeah, keep the line of communication open, keep being honest, and things will be fine. Okay, so do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. It'd be awesome to have you as part of my community. And yeah, I have a new reading coming up for you very, very soon for the October month. So take care for now.